Hey Sherry's, what's up? I say thank you to everybody for subscribing so far and the views that I've been getting on my first vlog. I truly appreciate it. Please make sure to comment and subscribe down below on this video and of course the vlog. And hit the notification button because we are already going to be heading out on our next trip. There's going to be content for that. So let's get into it. Let's do this deep dive for Grande in Montego Bay.
I'm ready for that trip.
Me too.
We're going to talk about Jamaica, but I'm ready
for that trip. So first stop, like, what you think? Club Bay?
Yeah, I guess we could start it off from that way because that was the beginning of our vacation and stuff, so, and our experience. So, yeah, Club Bay. I think it was worth it. I didn't know about Club Bay until she told me about it. But like seeing the videos from TikTok and other videos of people's experiences on Instagram was like very helpful. It was an amazing experience. It was fast. It wasn't that much to sign up. I believe we just had to do some things with customs paperwork and like the emails and stuff. And it was great. We'll talk about the going back experience more towards, I guess, after we talk about the beginning a little bit. But my favorite experience was like going back versus like getting there.
I can agree with that because I felt like going back gave you more of an experience with Club Bay. You get to have like a sign of whatever you want the worker to have holding up when you arrive. They get you through the airport quickly and you have your own entrance to get through the, what do you call that, customs line? To get through the customs line. And then, of course, they're carrying your bags for you, which is great. And then they'll get you back out to your transportation outside of the airport. So it's pretty helpful, I would say. But like I said, we'll talk about that, the going back from Club Bay, which was a much better experience, in my opinion, too.
And in the lounge, they had a lounge area, too. We could get drinks and stuff and food, little, you know, bite-sized snacks and stuff like that. We actually met two of our family members there. And they was already there waiting for us. So they got to really experience it a little bit more than we did. But it was kind of cool to go there and have some automatic drinks coming right to you as soon as you walk in and stuff like that.
Rum punch, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. There are guys, I believe, I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, they was right outside the Club Bay venue where they could hold your bags to the side so you could walk in there. So you got so many bags and stuff like that. And they're easily visible. They're like right outside the door right there. And the lounge going there isn't that big. So you'll still be able to see them just in case anybody's like aware of like, oh shoot, my bag.
It's good too to not have to be pushing your bags around while you're trying to enjoy the lounge. So that was really cool. And then you get like a ticket too, but so keep that ticket because you got to give it back to them to get your bag back.
Talk about the going back experience because I just want to say like,
go for it.
The going back experience was so much better. For one, like the lounge was so much bigger. They had multiple floors. Which was a great thing. Food, so many different things from rice and peas, escovitch fish, chicken patties, beef patties. They even had salads and, you know, different Greek salads, tuna salad stuff, fruit bowls for the children. And they had a whole bar, full service bar.
Full service bar, like unlimited drinks, okay? It's not like you're having to pay for anything else once you get there. And those that have work, there's like tables that you could do work on your laptop on. They had a shower there too. If you, I don't know, which is, I thought was pretty cool.
The shower was, that's cool, but that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, massage spa and the back towards the bathrooms as well. For my ladies, I know that a clean bathroom is imperative for us. Before I can even go into a stall, workers that were inside the bathroom have to freshen up first before they let you into the stall. So that was 10 out of 10. I love being in like a clean space. So that was it for me.
Don't get that service there, but there is a gentleman in able to give you like paper towel after you wash your hands. Make sure you're good just going in and leaving out. And they do have, you have the option to give them a tip. They have a tip jar and stuff like that. If our flight got canceled, I would have never even got mad. Just be like, that's how good that venue was there at the airport in Club Bay. It was the same thing, same ticket thing. You have to give your ticket to the person there. We checked in our bags, so downstairs to the lower level, and we didn't see anybody. I think people was in there with bags. I'm not even too sure. The
more like personal bags though, I think is what they had. Drinks, they were actually pretty strong, so that was another thing that was good. Everybody there was actually pretty nice. They were laid back, making jokes with us and things like that, so that was pretty cool.
I definitely recommend just doing Club Bay. It was about 80-90 bucks for round trip each person. So I definitely think, you know, you should definitely get into that. Leave a comment down below if you want more information how to get signed up for Club Montego. I'm pretty sure we could get that information to you guys and stuff. But yeah, definitely out of 5 stars, I guess we got to do a rating for it.
Oh, and the other thing too is that you also have a fast pass. Once you get past the initial customs to check your bag in, you have the fast pass to be able to just go through, and you have your own line to then get straight to the lounge.
I kind of like forgot all about that.
Yeah, so that was also helpful because it was chaotic in there when we got there, because things don't start to get moving until 10 a.m. I've never experienced that part before, so it was cool to be able to get zoomed right through customs and go on about our day. Yeah,
definitely book your flight accordingly. I mean, you know, of course, get the best thing that fits for you and your family and stuff, but keep in mind that they don't open the terminals until about the check-in terminal spots until about 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you're there earlier than that, they're not going to check you in or anything like that until 10 a.m.
Right. So definitely I'd have to say for me, Club Montego, I'd probably rate it 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, 5 out of 5 easy. 5 out of 5. Good service, good drinks, good food. It was clean. I felt like I got worth my money.
And going to and from the airport, we had a driver that we paid to do round trip to pick us up and drop us off. That was very smooth. I can also leave that information if you guys need a driver as well. Just leave a comment down there. Well, I'll get that to you.
Yeah, no, the driving service was good. I have no complaints about it. It was good. Got to talk with the driver a little bit to ask some questions about the area of Montego Bay. I'm actually Jamaican. My family's Jamaican, and my first time like being there. So much like it was just good to see. You know, I see that sign Montego Bay coming out of the airport. I was just like, wow, I'm here. But the driving service, yeah, I give it 5 stars.
5 stars
I have
too.
no complaints about it.
I think the good part too is the driver that I used. I had been to Jamaica before. He was the same driver that I used, and the last time I had been to Jamaica was years ago. So to know that his service is still smooth and going well, and I also met some of his other family members. If he couldn't pick us up, he made sure somebody was there. So that was very helpful.
And they offer like you could book them for excursions, any type of traveling you want to do around the country. I'm sure that they could accommodate for you solo, or you go in there with a girlfriend, boyfriend, or your family.
A group
and stuff,
too.
So.
They accommodate large groups as well. You just have to let them know in advance. Into the nitty gritty of Grande Resort, all inclusive in Montego Bay. The first thing I think we should hit is the foods. I think that's so important.
The food, should we rate it first, or you want to do it like after we talk about it?
Let's do that after we talk about it. Okay. So I think the biggest thing that was hard for us as a large group was that we were having difficulty with our reservations. That was pretty hard because we were a group of what, 17 of us. So the restaurants aren't that large as we would have expected, but I think that was the most hardest thing that we had to deal with as a group, because it was like a challenge almost every night. I
wouldn't say don't go there with a big group of family, but just be cautious of the wait time it's going to be. And that's just like with any restaurant here in America. Anything you go to Friday, Saturday night, and you got more than like 6-7 people, it's going to be pretty much of a long wait. But yeah, we was like 17 people deep, so it wasn't bad, but it was a little bit kind of
frustrating.
Yeah, it was a good thing that there was a bar right there by the pool too, so if you want to go mingle for a little bit, have some drinks and stuff like that, yeah. But understand, if you're like hungry, you're gonna have to wait a little bit of time. Yeah. Apologize, and click clacking in the back.
Our dog's walking around. I guess we can go down by like the restaurant and how we felt about things. I guess we can do it.
Which one you want to start with first?
I'd say like the buffet. Just a quick disclaimer: we were in Building C. Building C had access to majority of the restaurants already out front or inside. The Orchard's buffet is inside. I'd have to say I felt like it was maybe like a 4 out of 5 for me. They did serve the same food almost every day, just that it would rotate for every other day. But there were specific things that I could say that I liked like the best, like the what was it, the oxtails that was there, the waffles, the saltfish.
Yeah, definitely the ackee and saltfish they had there. They had, I just learned that there's a thing in Jamaica that we have called rundown mackerel, and I never had it before until I got there. It wasn't bad. It was just, you know, from my experience, it was the first time having it. One thing I was upset was that they didn't have ackee and saltfish like every day, and I kind of wanted that every morning, but that's just me. I'm a fan of it. I would like to have it all the time.
It was bomb though.
And stuff, but it definitely was good. They had dumpling, they had like yam, they had boiled potato, and then for you guys that just want regular breakfast like bacon, eggs, omelets, sausage,
fruit,
and fruits and bagels and all pastries and all that stuff, they had that there too. So did you rate it?
Yeah, I said 4 out of 5.
I would probably give it about a 4 out of 5 too. Well, for me personally, I would go with maybe a 3.5 just because there's just things that I wanted there that they just didn't have. Like, it wasn't just the ackee and saltfish. The mackerel was cool, but I just, you know, it would have been nice to see more traditional dishes there and stuff like that. But overall, it wasn't bad. I just wanted more of my
authentic cultured food. Yeah, that makes sense.
So it wasn't bad.
That's fair. The next restaurant was called Jamex. Is like a fusion of Jamaican and Mexican food. That one was right outside of the C building as well, kind of close to the pools. That one I can say I definitely enjoyed it. I had oxtail, rice and peas for both times that we went there. The only other thing is that that area is like kind of small. So again, trying to get the accommodations for the large group took a bit of time. But to me, I would say that the food was good on that aspect.
Yeah, I definitely think the same. I think the ambiance of the restaurant too was probably the best out of all of them because it was right outside, right by the beach. Nice little breeze and stuff going by, and then the bar's right there. They're playing music and stuff out there, and then to the depending on where you're sitting, but right across from it they have the live performances that's over there, which, you know, we'll get into later. But the food was pretty good. Oxtail was probably the best thing there. The rice and peas was probably the best thing that I had on that whole resort, I'm not gonna lie. But the curry goat, I had it one day and yeah, it just reminded me it was just like mash up goat. Like, you ever go get some curry goat from a restaurant and it's just kind of like too mash up. It's not like too much meat, almost tastes like mashed potato. You're just eating sauce and like a little bit of goat. It was kind of just like that. And you know, I kind of don't blame them for that because goat's very kind of like expensive, and when you're cooking for so many people, I mean, I'm pretty sure they portion out that stuff pretty good. But the oxtail was definitely, I would say 10 out of 10. Probably the best dish that I had there in the whole totality on that whole resort.
Yeah, we also ended up getting food taken back, so that'll tell you something how good it was.
Did we rate it?
No, what would you rate it?
I'll give that place about 4 stars, and just because of my experience with the curry goat, I just, you know, me being a Jamaican and expecting something better than mash up goat, I just thought it was gonna be something better. But yeah, 4 stars.
I give it 4 stars too. There was a couple of like side dishes that we had that I wasn't really too much of a fan of, but overall it was good food. Oh,
the ackee and the bummy. So they have an appetizer there, right? That's like is a little scoop of ackee on a triangle piece of bummy. Try it if you want. Me having my culture's food, I know what it's supposed to be, and it wasn't what it was supposed to be. So yeah.
Next stop was Le Bouchon, which was the steakhouse. That one's located in the main building. We also ate there twice. Service was 10 out of 10. They had a salad buffet. They had soups there, little side snacks, I guess you can call it. The food was cooked well. I had salmon both nights. So for me, I can definitely say it was 10 out of 10, and the service was amazing too. What did you feel for that one?
Yeah, I would give that place like a 5 stars from my experience too. The salmon, I had salmon both times as well. It was pretty good. Again, we was there with a family of 17, 18 people, and a lot of them had a couple of things they had to say about the steak and stuff, you know, but usually when you go to a steakhouse, again, we have these chefs that cook for so many people. Everything's not always gonna be perfect, but they took care of it and made sure it was taken care of, no issues, made the steak correctly the next time, and everything was good. The salad bar was really, really good.
10 out of 10, my favorite spot.
You get to walk up and make your own salad with so many different toppings and cheeses and nuts and dressings, and I believe they had like a section where you could get like different breads and stuff over there, and soups and stuff. So
there were mussels and things like that too there. It was pretty good variety.
Definitely was pretty good. The gentleman that was there serving us drinks and stuff like that, the hospitality, we'll get into that, but it was amazing. Definitely, you know, one thing I appreciate about there was, you know, they wasn't looking for tips and stuff like that. But, you know, me going back to my country, we talked about it, of course, before we went there. But, you know, just always giving grace back to the people that's there. They work hard for what they do. They give you great service. They make sure they tend to all you guys' needs. So
please tip them, because they did amazing. Definitely tip. I would say it's one thing that, of course, everything's all inclusive. It's included. Don't think that you're having to pay for anything unless it's something that's like lobster. Everything like. Tipping them just felt like it was easy to do because they were very pleasant. So it wasn't something that I felt like, oh my gosh, I have to do this, but it was cool to just do. And they were very grateful for it too.
And it's just not like Jamaica. Like we went to Cancun, we did the same thing there. So just wherever you go, you know, those guys work hard for what they're doing to provide a good service for you guys. So we think that is only right. Go to Jamaica, you have to look out for the people there.
Next stop was Moonstone, which is right underneath the C building. They served Italian food, and with that aspect, they had small sitting areas. One was inside and one was outside. We were inside. It was extremely hot in there. They did have a fan blowing, which wasn't really like helpful because I felt it was blowing like hot air. The food was okay to me. I had a shrimp pasta, but I do want to say with that one, it was just a tad bit too peppery, and it just felt like, because it was so hot in there, it was just making the eating experience uncomfortable.
No, I definitely agree. Like the noodles kind of reminded me of like ramen noodles.
Yeah.
Kind of remember like how them noodles taste. It was just like, you know how you kind of make noodles in the pot and you kind of leave it in the water a little bit too long and it get a little too soggy. It wasn't bad, but that was probably the worst rated restaurant, I believe.
I'd have to say, because it was just way too hot. There wasn't that many options in terms of food either. So that one for me, I'd have to say 3 out of 5.
And maybe we just went there on a bad night. I mean, you know, it's
not discouraging anybody to not try it, but that was just our experience at the time.
Yeah, I would say honestly, maybe like a 2 out of 5, just because I didn't, you know, the hospitality was good. That's where their stars come from, but the food just wasn't hitting that night.
Next is Pierside, which was supposed to be Asian cuisine, but unfortunately we didn't get to try that out because they were closed for renovations. That one's kind of somewhat towards like the other opposite end of the resort, but unfortunately, like I said, we didn't get to go.
It was due to the hurricane that was there recently, so we was there probably, it was like a month after it happened.
Yeah, a month or so.
So hopefully when you go back, you know, experience it, leave a comment down below and let us know how it was.
Yeah, because the one that was there, that restaurant specifically is kind of like over the water, assuming that's probably why there might have been some damage. I'm not too sure. So we didn't get to try that one, unfortunately. But like he said, if you guys get to go, please come back and leave us a comment. Tell us what your experience was. And Waves was the other restaurant, which is also in the main lobby building, which is next to Le Bouchon. But we didn't go there because for us, the menu wasn't appetizing. It didn't look appetizing.
I'm not gonna lie. Once I seen oxtail ravioli, I'm not eat there.
Yeah.
I don't. Nah. It's just, we're not discouraging you guys not to go. I just didn't want that food. I'm not gonna lie. We'll talk about it more as we keep going along. But a couple of times we had to go off-site to get some food.
Yeah.
We wanted some authentic food.
The Waves just didn't appease to us. We just skipped right over it, and there's nothing to really think about. The other option right now that was on like the beach more so is the jerk hut. The jerk hut was really, really good with jerk chicken. The only thing is that the rice and peas was not there every day. It was almost like every other day they had the rice and peas available, but the jerk chicken was cooked very well. What do you think?
No, it was definitely good. That was honestly probably, so besides the oxtail and the rice and peas, that was probably my second favorite like dish that I had there was from the jerk hut. Chicken was just amazing. The sauce that they had. I never had like sauce with my jerk chicken before. I hear a lot of people having ketchup with it and stuff like that. We had that experience too, which was really good. So I would try that more often, but definitely 5 stars.
5 stars, I can agree. Other one too is Pelican Grill. It's also close to the beach, but that one's more towards the pools. They have like chicken, fries, jerk wraps. I have to say for me, my go-to was the mango habanero chicken and the jerk chicken wrap. 10 out of 10, both of them. I loved it so much.
Yeah, that was probably, it was kind of cool because the place was open for lunch. Fun fact, Pelican Grill turns into Jam X.
Yes.
At nighttime, so that was kind of cool. But for them to have that food, their majority of the day, everything was 10 out of 10. Habanero chicken, regular chicken. They might have had a different flavor, but we didn't try those two. Yeah. French fries for the children if they want that stuff. I think they had other stuff, but our main things was the jerk chicken wrap, fries, and the 2 types of chicken. 10 out of 10.
The best thing about it is that it's poolside. So there's tables that was like right around where you could go and sit down and eat and then just get right back into the pool. You can't eat at the pool, but you had that option, which I thought was pretty cool. So that was 10 out of 10. So you're not having to go all the way across to somewhere else to go get dressed to have to go eat. You could eat right there and then just get back into the pool.
But again, like, you know, with us being so big of a group, a couple of times we had to just check in with our orders. And again, you know, a lot of these critiques were not blaming on the staff that was there. The staff was 10 out of 10. from top to bottom. Just understand if you're going there with a big group, try not to get frustrated too much if things take a little too long and stuff like that. Just understand that you are there with a big group. But if you're going solo or with a partner, I'm pretty sure things will be a lot.
And we also had another large group that was there that was like triple our size. They were at like 50 and we were all hanging out together. We had just met them there. So imagine having to take care of like 60 something people all at once. There wasn't really like nothing to be frustrated, and because there's so much stuff going on, you sometimes forget to go grab your own food. So
a couple of times I did that.
Yeah, you
had to call me from the pool like, hey, did you check on your food?
And there's a swim up bar right there. So you're taking shots, you're getting drinks, there's nothing. So it was things that we noticed after the fact, but it's not something that would deter me from like going to Pelican Grill or anything like that.
10 out of 10, man. I don't have no complaints about that place. It was good.
Yeah, I'd have to give it a 10 out of 10 too. Now, the room service food, that I was quite disappointed in. The food on the resort was pretty good for the most part. I was not a fan at all. There were times where it just didn't taste well, and we tried room service like what, 2 or 3 times? No,
twice. After the second time, that was it.
Yeah, so after that, we were just done. But I wouldn't do, for us, our experience, we wouldn't do that again.
Yeah, I personally couldn't rate it. I'd give it a 0. The food was just terrible. I'm not gonna go into too much detail. At your own base, try it out just to see, but just be cautious. It is going to taste extremely different from what you get actually like going to these places and stuff like that. And again, there ain't no shades to the staff who's there. They may just have some ways of how they do things room service wise.
Right.
Just wasn't for us.
And on the resort too, there's also like a juice bar, which is more into the gym area, and they had kind of like smoothies, like fruit squeeze juices. That was really good. Went there after we had gone to the gym to kind of get like a smoothie. That was cool. I give that a 5 out of 5 too.
Yeah, I definitely give it 5 stars too. Unfortunately, we didn't get to go to it too many times because it was right outside the C building. To the right was the Grand Spa.
Yes.
So it's inside there. It's not like by everything else, by the beach and Pelican Grill and stuff like that. You have to go to the Grand Spa outside of the C building. I believe it's on the right side. It's the first building on the left when you're entering in Grande. And then you go through a couple double doors and then it's there. Smoothie was great. I'll give it 5 stars, no complaints. It wasn't busy in there, so we didn't have to wait or anything. I mean, they have a pretty large menu, just items you could select from.
Right.
Pre-workout drinks after the workout. You want something like juicy, you want something that has protein in and stuff, all sorts of things to accommodate you and stuff.
Other thing too is that there's a smaller cafe, I think it's called like Sugarcane, that's inside the C building right next to the Orchards Buffet. So if you walk out from the buffet, you'll see that little cafe right there. They had pastries, ice cream, and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. I didn't go in there personally, but we had family members that went that was there almost every day for ice cream. There were like different types of ice cream that they had, so that was really good. And there's one other cafe that was inside the Silver building, I think, but I did not get to go there. Building C had everything already like basically connected, so we didn't move around to the other, inside the other buildings, like to explore like really what they had. But that's another cafe that's inside the Silver building. Yeah.
So like, what do you think? Like overall, did we hit all the food places?
Yeah.
So overall, what do you think? Like,
I think overall though, if I had to like think, I'd say like 4 out of 5 overall.
3 out of 5. Room service just wasn't good. Unfortunately, we didn't get to try the international restaurant in the main lobby. Waves. We didn't get to try Waves. The curry goat that I had just wasn't really all that. The Italian place just was, it wasn't really all that. So the best thing for me was the jerk chicken from the Jerk Hut, the oxtail from Jamex, and the buffet was pretty good. I couldn't complain. So I think 3 out of 5 is pretty reasonable for me.
Next is the entertainment. I'd have to say that in terms of the daytime, they had land volleyball, they had water volleyball. There's a daycare for kids too.
They also had the sailing, like they had sailing boats where instructors would take you out there pretty deep into the ocean and stuff. And yeah, they take you out pretty deep so you can get some nice pictures and videos. Definitely they get you vested up. Just make sure when you get on there you hold on tight because those waves will hit you.
And it's free, so it's not something you gotta pay for. It's just that, again, if you're comfortable, tip if you can.
The land volleyball and the water volleyball was pretty fun. If you go there with a group or with people, guys working there, And I believe there were lifeguards. They had to be,
Yeah,
because they was in the pool with us playing too sometimes, so that was pretty fun.
Nighttime, they had a party that was inside the main lobby that happened every night at 10 p.m. It got people in there, but I felt it could have been a lot more people if they had advertised it better. So that was something that we did get to stop by like twice, but we didn't stay long. So that one I felt could have turned out really good because the tunes was on point.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good. I definitely, you know, give it big ups to them. All the shows that they did, really good.
The shows are outside the C building, by the way, too. Another same spot that everything was happening at that section.
Where we was at, we was still able to see the presentations and stuff, the shows at nighttime from a reasonable level and stuff. So it was pretty good.
Speaking of the rooms and what we were able to see, the rooms and like room service, I'd have to say was really good. The rooms were always clean. The room was clean when we got there. The fridge was stocked with drinks and stuff like that in terms of like soda, water.
Yeah, Red Stripe.
Red Stripe. So that was cool. Room service came almost what, every day or every other day almost?
Housekeeping, yeah, housekeeping came every day. For me, I didn't have no complaints. Room was clean. Bathrooms were big. I'm pretty sure we had the Ocean King suite.
In your front suite.
Yeah, so the balcony was nice. Everything was clean. I didn't really have anything bad to say about that at all.
And the view was cool. And if you go back to the vlog, you can see what our view looked like from the 4th floor because we were inside the C building. To me, it was like the best because we had access to everything and we didn't really have to move around that much because our building was kind of like the hot spot.
Say you got to go all the way to the main lobby. They do have security down at the bottom of your building to get a golf cart to your service and take you wherever you would like to go within the resort, of course.
And we did use that at times where we had the shuttle pretty much like golf carts, like they were driving us around and bringing us to different buildings and stuff like that. So that worked out perfect.
Yeah, room, I give it 5 stars.
5 stars too. I thought that it was pretty, again, for cleanliness, which is a super big deal for me. Housekeeping was great. Even when we needed things in the room, they were very responsive and were up there within like 20 minutes. Always had fresh new towels. And the view, yeah, the view was 10 out of 10. One of my favorite things was being able to look right outside and I was almost like eye level with the ocean. I don't think there was anything bad with the room service or the room.
No, room service, like I said, I mean, we did have to wait a little bit for the food and stuff like that, but I mean, we discussed that, you know, that
yeah,
it just wasn't all that for us. But as far as the just housekeeping and the room itself, 10 out of 10, 5 stars.
5 stars for me too, and that's a big deal. Like I said, cleanliness is always important. So hospitality and like customer service, I'd have to say that was 5 out of 5 for me. I think everybody was very welcoming, had great conversations. People that I could say that I really like connected with were the gentlemen that were at the swim up bar, the main lobby bar.
So they go by 2 Ks. One of them is named Kayvon, and the other one name is Kamari. So shout out to them for just giving us
10 out of 10,
the most
man.
amazing, best probably experience we've had like the whole time that we was there. Just very, very good gentlemen. Tend to whatever needs and services that you need for as far as drinks and stuff like that. Good vibes. They're there for good conversation. Hospitality, I give a 5 out of 5.
Even within the restaurants, like they were always coming back to check on if you needed something else. If you didn't like something, they weren't like huffing and puffing about it.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5 for me too. And I want to say in terms of like checking in and checking out, that was a breeze. There was really no problem that we had checking in or checking out. Just make sure you don't lose the wristband that they give you. We didn't lose it or anything, but I'm just saying. And also to keep in mind that there is going to be a charge hold on your card in case you damage the room or anything like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty like universal in a lot of places, but it is a hold. I believe it was about 200
bucks. I want to say maybe a couple days after we checked out, it was reversed. Checkout and checking in was super easy. They were very informative, and I believe they passed us like a little QR code card thing that we could use to be able to like look at stuff that was going on at the resort.
We only had to wait about 5-10 minutes. They take you right to the main lobby.
With the shuttle.
The gentlemen out there will take your bags, hold on to your bags. Again, if you want to go into the main lobby, and they have a lounge area where you could sit around, the shuttle bus would come, or the golf carts would come and take your bags, take you to your room, and then they'll bring your bags upstairs. And for you and stuff. So, and
I didn't get to catch this in the vlog, but they did bring us like rum punch too. They definitely make sure they take care of you from like start to finish, which I truly appreciate, because from the very beginning it just felt comfortable, like, all right, we're home with our people type thing. So 10 out of 10 for that too. The overall experience for me, I'd have to say 4 out of 5. There were minor things that I think that caused certain ratings throughout this little review. Having to wait when we're like hungry or whatever the case. So stuff like minor things is what caused it, but the overall experience with everything between food, being able to like converse with the staff, actually building and forming relationships, things like that with the staff, it was pretty cool. And I think that I wouldn't mind going back to Jewel Grande. It's just that now that I know like what's going on, I'd navigate things a bit different.
Give it 4 stars. I personally critique the food quite a bit. That's just me. Everything else kind of like triumphed that stuff. The hospitality, the room service. You want to go off the resort to go get some food, they do have taxi service. And guys, where you obviously have to pay for unless you have a driver. That's just what we decided to do. Obviously you've seen in the vlog, we went to Pier 1. We went to places like Tropical Bliss and we had food there. That was more of an authentic experience for us. You're not gonna get the authentic food that you would expect to get versus going off the resort. In some places it might be different. I definitely give the place 4 out of 5. I would recommend you guys go. I know that definitely we probably gonna go back just because, you know, we built a bond with a lot of the people there. We're still in contact with a lot of them through like WhatsApp and stuff like that. So we'll definitely be going there again. We'll probably experience somewhere else because, you know, we gotta see places like Kingston, Ultra Rio, the Grill and stuff like that. So we'll be back, but definitely recommend you guys go.
The resort is about like 10-15 minutes away from the airport, which was convenient. A couple of the activities that we did do, they were close by. So that's definitely a plus for those that, you know, try to check out until actual checkout time and not having to leave at 7-8 o'clock in the morning.
I'd easily get a 5 out of 5 if my curry goat was a little bit better. So, no, man, I recommend you guys go. Please go check them out.
And please come back and let us know if you guys did go or if you've already gone before. Come back and hit us in the comments. And I will also drop the Jewel Grande resource link in the description. Breaks down like which restaurants are open for which days and times, like the extensions if you got to make a reservation, daily activities there that's going on for each day and at night. There's workout classes and activities like that they have going on.
One thing we did forget to bring up, that it is a kid-friendly resort. They do have on the far side of the pool a section right across the path where they have water sprinklers, and I think they have like a big chest or big Connect 4 over there. It's like a whole field.
But even with the kids mingling in the pool, it was not bad. It was a vibe. It was pretty good. It was a vibe, and when they started playing the music, it was a vibe as well. So it's definitely a good experience. I think you guys should all go out there and see how your own experience is going to be. But for the most part, it's a resort that I would go back to. I just appreciate you guys for watching, and please hit that like button and subscribe. And if you have any questions, just hit the comments and make sure you go watch the vlog. I'll link that in the description as well. Truly appreciate you guys again, all the subscribers that I have so far and the views from my other vlog.
Grade A show on YouTube. The Grade A Show on YouTube. Live on Saturdays and Sundays. We cover football, basketball. We're just getting started, so we're going to get into some more things. Interested into beats, so you want to do collabs, or you just want to go and listen to some of my beats. Grade A Tempo. Grade A. Grade, the letter A, Tempo. Tempo. Just hit the like button for me and subscribe.
We truly appreciate it, and we'll see you guys soon because our next stop is St. Lucia.
Grade A.